Today I want to talk about something I hate about people. Well, at least most people. You see, in order to understand what I hate about most people, first you need some backstory. Basically, I have been pretty vocal about how much I hate 99% of Swedish people, especially in Stockholm. Because Swedish people, especially in Stockholm, most of them are really antisocial. They are passive-aggressive and pretty awkward. And everyone who says, "Oh, Swedish people are so nice, American people are horrible instead," everyone who says that always turns out to be one of them. They always turn out to be just as horrible as the Swedish people that I criticize and they praise, coincidentally enough. And I am aware of the fact that this might be my problem, and the fact that people are behaving the way they are towards me might say more about me than it does about them. For example, last year, every single girl that I showed interest in ghosted or flaked on me, which basically implied that none of them were interested in going out with me. And I understand that if one girl is not interested, then you should not take it personally. You just weren't the right one for her. You just weren't what she was looking for. But if every single girl is not interested in you, then you have to believe that there is something wrong with you. And I had to believe that there is something wrong with me, and I wanted to know what was wrong with me so that I could become a better and more attractive person. But every time I talked to people, especially Swedish people, and I wanted them to tell me what the problem with me was so that I can improve, they had the balls to change the subject. Every single time they pussied out of the conversation because I guess they did not want to hurt my feelings or something. And that was one of the reasons why I started this channel. Because people on the internet are anonymous, they are hiding behind a monitor, and they are not afraid to tell you what you need to hear. And so I figured that people on the internet would finally give me some constructive criticism that would help me understand why all of those girls ghosted and flaked on me. But unfortunately, every single criticism I received on this channel came from fucking incels. It was comments that I look like an autistic nerd and I sound like an autistic nerd. And it must have been from incels projecting their own insecurities, because women that I meet in real life, in my life, they don't think I am some autistic nerd. Because if they did, they would have told me that. And that's when you get a realization that really messes you up. The people that you call friends, that you have a great time with, that give you compliments and tell you how cool you are, they all probably think you are a nerd. They don't tell you that because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They all probably hate you. They think you are the worst person ever. And I want to make something clear. I don't have a problem with people not liking me or thinking bad things about me. I have a problem with the fact that people don't tell me that they think all those bad things. You're allowed to think of me whatever you want, as long as you are honest about it. Because if I know that someone doesn't like me, at least I know what I can do. I can stop hanging around those who don't like me, maybe work on myself, or maybe find someone who will accept me for who I am or whatever. But when people waste my time and they give me false hope, pretending to like me when in reality they don't, I get this false feeling that I have a great connection with those people and that I am so attractive and handsome and charismatic because all the girls give me compliments and stuff. And when I find out that they never liked me, they were just being nice, my whole world turns upside down. And I feel like I was being lied to. And it gives me anxiety. I keep thinking thoughts like, is this what everyone thinks of me? And it makes me develop trust issues in other people, and it makes me feel like everyone is against me, that everyone is out there to get me. Last year there was an incident where I ended up ugly crying in public. I rarely cry because I am too manly, apparently. But this wasn't some emotional crying like when a hero sacrifices everything he has to save the world. This was like tears and snot pouring out of my face, and I was a mess. What basically happened was I thought I had rizzed this French girl. We had an enjoyable conversation with each other, and I felt chemistry between us, and I felt like such a ladies' magnet right then. I felt like, oh yeah, I rizzed this French girl, I am such a W Rizzler. But then the French girl disappeared. Someone else came to me and told me they received complaints. Presumably from the French girl, because she wasn't present at that time, so she had no alibi. Basically, they received complaints that I was not just drunk, but I was noticeably drunk. And do you want to know how much I have been drinking that day? Nothing! They told me I had to be drunk because I was wobbling or something. Even though I did not drink anything. And it made me think that there was something wrong with me. I was like, is this what everyone thinks of me? Once again, it's not that they think bad things about me. It's that they give me false hope. When I find out that people don't like me, it's not that my feelings get hurt or my self-esteem goes down. It's instead like my whole world turns upside down. I feel like my whole life and everything I knew was a lie. Like, when people give you this false hope, they shower you with compliments. It's like, you feel like you are on top of the world. You feel like you are the king of the world. Like you are this amazing ladies' man that everyone loves. And then you realize the harsh truth, and it's just like your sense of self just plummets. You feel like all this like confidence you had was for nothing. All this happiness you had was for nothing. It was all based on a fucking lie. And it gives you an existential crisis. And this is especially a problem here in Sweden and Northern Europe in general. There is a culture of being nice, but it just leads to people pretending to be nice, but in reality they are passive-aggressive. And this is something I hate about Swedish culture. And this is even worse in Japan, which is one of the reasons why I quit learning Japanese. My new favorite language to learn is Hungarian. Now, I have nothing against Japanese people or Swedish people. Most of them are not inherently bad people. They have just been brainwashed by a horrible culture of being nice, and they just don't know any better. But I would rather meet a bunch of American women over Swedish girls, because at least they seem more honest. And if that's not the case, then I'm gonna become a passport bro and marry a Latina in Medellin, Colombia. Because one thing I respect about Colombians is that they don't BS around. They let you know exactly what they think of you. Generally Latinos, Indians, and Africans, for the most part. I respect those people for that one reason. Also that one Russian girl which 1 year ago said I was being too serious. A lot of people think she was mean when she said that. But I respect her because she is one of the very few people that was being brutally honest and did not tell me what I wanted to hear, but rather what I needed to hear. And so to anyone who says Swedish people are so nice. Americans and Latin Americans are rude. Fuck you. Swedish people are not nice. It is not nice to play with my emotions like this, to give me false hope, to give me false confidence, false happiness, make me feel like I am the king of the world, only to then have to find out that it was all based on a lie, that people actually think horrible things about me and they have wasted my time hanging around me, but in reality they thought I was being some disgusting spurg or whatever. That gives me anxiety, gives me existential crisis. And giving anxiety and existential crisis and trust issues to someone is not nice. And once again, it's not Swedish people's fault. It's the fault of the culture they grew up with. This is something I have a problem with when it comes to most people, but especially like Swedish people. Like people not being honest with you. And I want to set a good example myself, which is why lately I have done my best to be honest with other people. I do let them know that, hey, I am not trying to be rude. I am just like, I care about you. I want the best out of you. And so you deserve to know the truth. And so I will tell you what you need to hear. This is what I make clear with them. And then I tell them what I think of them. And I hope people can do the same with me. And I hope more women, not incels, women can give me actual constructive criticism on why women would ghost or flake on me and stuff. And what I can do to improve myself and be more attractive. Now, I have received a lot of really good constructive criticism under my video titled I Hate My Voice. I just wish I could get more of that constructive criticism in all of my other videos.